Hello and welcome. Since World War II, Australia has chosen aircraft for its Royal Air Force without favouring countries or manufacturers. Prior to World War II, they had to be British. The RAAF inventory now includes aircraft from Britain, France, Italy, Spain, Switzerland and America. Initially, it was all about hardware, which meant an aircraft's performance and ability to achieve the objective. Now it is much more. It is hardware and software. An aircraft's ability to insert itself on the battlefield or deliver a payload exactly where intended is essential. A successful manufacturer is one who can provide this at an agreed cost and who is willing to enter into joint manufacturing in Australia. Dassault did this with their Mirage III0. The RAAF expected to start phasing out its Mirage 3s in 1980. They began searching for replacements in 1968. There were many proposals from manufacturers. In 1973, a team of RAAF personnel inspected the McDonnell Douglas F-15 Eagle, Northrop YF-17, Saab 37 Vegan, and Dassault Mirage F1 programs. Their recommendation was that any decision be delayed because several new fighters were expected to become available. In August 1974, the Australian government decided to defer the fighter replacement project and extend the Mirage 3's operational life into the 1980s. By March 1977, the office had chosen to focus on the F-15 Eagle, General Dynamics F-16 Fighting Falcon, Dassault Mirage 2000 and Parnavia's Tornado, as well as the McDonnell Douglas F-18A and F-18L. While the F-15 was an impressive aircraft that met or exceeded almost all of the RAAF's requirements, it was believed that the Air Force did not need a fighter with such advanced capabilities and that introducing it into service would destabilise the region. The Australian government chose the McDonnell Douglas FA-18 Hornet, which have operated here since 1984. The initial order was for 75 A single-seat and B twin-seat variants. The total cost of the FA-18 program, including aircraft, spare parts, other equipment and modifications to the RAAF's fighter bases, was calculated as $2.427 billion in August 1981. But was rapidly revised upwards due to the depreciation of the Australian dollar at the time. It was decided to build the aircraft in Australia, although this would lead to higher costs than if the fighters were purchased directly from the United States. Apart from the first two, all were assembled at the government aircraft factories planned at Avalon Airport in Victoria, and their engines were produced by the Commonwealth Aircraft Corporation, Fisherman's Bend in Melbourne. The final cost of the Hornet project was $4.66 billion after adjusting for the depreciation of the Australian dollar. This was $186 million less than the initial estimate, owing to concerns over the airworthiness of the RAAF's General Dynamics F-111 bombers and delays to the Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II program. The Australian government ordered 24 FA-18F Super Hornets in 2006. This design is significantly different from the original or classic Hornet. The RAAF's Mirage 3 pilots generally found the process of converting to the Hornet to be straightforward. While the FA-18 was considered to be easier to fly, its more sophisticated avionics and weapons systems required improved cockpit workload management skills. The RAAF has at times suffered from shortages of Hornet qualified pilots. Regular deployments are made to Singapore and the Royal Malaysian Air Force Butterworth Base as part of integrated air defence system exercises. Several Asian countries introduced McCoy and MiG-29 fighters into service during the 1990s, raising concerns that the RAAF's aircraft would be outclassed. The RAAF considered replacing the Hornet with the Eurofighter Typhoon or Boeing FA-18EF Super Hornet, but concluded that both aircraft were technologically immature. As a result, it was decided to upgrade the Hornets with a schedule to end-of-life service in the early 2020s. Under current Australian government planning, they will be replaced by 72 Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II fighters. Australia is a peace-loving country whose citizens enjoy a high standard of living. In the past decades, we have been called upon to exert influence in other parts of the world as part of our treaty obligations or as part of United Nations peacekeeping. Until disputes can be resolved amicably, it is sensible to maintain a state of readiness for whatever the future holds. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and hit the notifications bell to support us. Thank you very much.